So wait, so the city's fully just become a segregated city then? Oh wow, this is horrifying. I mean, it feels easier with Aang's slot, because he could just go in and just kick whoever's butt was being annoying. Here, you've got bureaucracy in the way. He's a bloodbender? What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben and today I'll be reacting to The Legend of Korra episode 8. Now the last episode was really nice in just exposing another part of the villain plan, I guess, with having Asami's father, Hiroshi, be part of it. So the actual industry person who's behind all the cars and stuff is working with Aman, and it was just a really nice look at the different perspectives of people joining this movement, because right now I was considering just the poor non-benders who couldn't really fit in with the city with how many opportunities benders had. They're in the government, power plant, police force. There's nowhere for the non-benders to go. You have a very rich non-bender who's also with them, so he's not facing the same issues, but he's coming out of grief and stuff. I just like that it added another perspective to it. Yeah, I think for this episode, I'm just kind of hoping that we get some more, I guess, with Asami, because right now, I like that it did give her a lot in the last episode, but right now it feels like you have the main group being Korra, Mako, and Bolin, and then you just have Asami there for fun, and I just need her to have a better way to be in with the group. I want just her to get some kind of development to make her one with the group and not just alongside of it. Yeah, then I guess we also had Lin, who is now, I guess, resigning from the police force, but she is going to go after Aman on her own without the law, which sounds so insane because we've gotten some great scenes with her and I cannot wait to see what she does without being burdened by rules and regulations and bureaucracy. So I think she's going to be insane doing whatever it is she's doing and I cannot wait to see that. Yeah, as for Korra, I definitely want to see her start developing soon. They keep bringing up the fear. Whenever she hears Aman's voice, she starts sweating, and I just hope that we get to see her overcome that soon, because that feels like the biggest thing. And hopefully through that, she can find freedom from it, and she can hopefully get on with the airbending and like the spiritual stuff by getting around Aman. Because I know they've been building the villain and the city a lot, and I just want some more building on Korra herself. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in.
You're finally here! Welcome to Air Temple Island!
Okay, so far so good. I want to see, this feels like the perfect opportunity to bring Asami into the group better, with her moving to the Air Nation Island with everyone.
That is a fire ferret, an arboreal mammal common to the bamboo forests of the Central Earth Kingdom.
Earth Kingdom has the fire fairs. Okay, I was surprised. We thought it would have been part of the Fire Nation.
Yip yip! Fly, Sky Bison, fly!
Just chaos. Just chaos.
Air acolytes to help us with the move.
Yes, they've been amazing. Such tireless workers.
Oh, thought you were only bringing a few things.
Trust me, it could have been worse.
That's an insane amount of stuff, but I guess rich, or was rich.
You're pretty. Can I have some of your hair?
Oh,
Looks like I have some competition.
Fun child.
The flying bison sleep in those caves down there, and that's a temple Grandpa Aang built, and that's
Hey,
the greenhouse where we...
Aang built. I want to see the temple Aang built.
Is this an all-vegetarian island? Is that where you train airbending? Do we have to wear air acolyte?
That's true. Is it just vegetarian? Because that could be bad for like diet if they're not used to it.
Yes, no. 10,552.
So it is a fully vegetarian island.
Milo, why don't you go with the boys too?
We shall meet again soon, beautiful woman.
Okay, I love him.
Did you know Korra likes Mako?
No, I wasn't completely aware of that.
Okay, yep, just walk away from the child. Yep. No, you deserve it.
Oh.
What kind of demon is that?
So, here's your room.
Okay, this is good. This got insanely awkward, but it will make Asami feel more with the group. Get this over with.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Iki, I swear, if
What
you don't
now?
leave us alone, I'm gonna...
Okay, just keeps getting more awkward.
Beifong's replacement, Sai Khan, is going to be inducted as the new chief of police.
Sai-Khan.
I think we should both be
Oh,
there.
great. So they're moving quickly. That's, I guess, good for the city. But that means Lin is fully out then. But that means she could be doing something already.
But there is one man who has been effective against Aman's revolution, Councilman Tarlock.
Eek, slimy.
That is why, for all matters involving the Equalists, I will report directly to him.
Directly? What? No, he's not got, he's a councilman. He doesn't have that authority.
Councilman and his task force until we quell this insurgency.
Okay, don't like this guy anymore. So now Tarlock has the entire police force going straight to him.
Did you ever consider Sai-Khan simply recognizes my talents and wants what is best for this city?
No. It's still bad. That's still not how you do it.
Now that your little pro-bending distractions are over, I look forward to your return to my task.
I hate how much he speaks. Distraction.
There's no way I'm rejoining your vanity project.
That is unfortunate.
Okay, so you have to turn against it. Why did you turn against it? Last time it was the whole Iman trapped on the island thing.
You played me, you played Beifong, and now you're playing the new chief, too. Well, I got news for you. You need me, but I don't need you.
Where has this come from? When the last time you interacted with him, he let you go to Aman. Maybe it's because the Aman Island thing went badly that she turned against him.
Is your airbending going? Made any significant progress with that? I didn't think so.
Okay, he's awful. Great. Can Aman take his bending away? That would not be... I would kind of enjoy that. Aman so far is taking away bad people's bending. Seems fitting.
I've memorized nearly all of the practice forms, but I still can't produce a single measly puff of air.
You don't produce it like fire. You have to move the air around you.
Aang not only had his bending teachers, but also his past lives to call upon for guidance.
Yes, please.
Have you ever made contact with your past lives?
Aang, bring Aang. Talk to Aang.
Didn't you get the memo from the White Lotus? I'm a spiritual failure, too.
You may have made a connection without realizing it.
The flashbacks with the beard? All I can think about is the beard. It's just, yeah.
I had a few weird hallucinations.
Not hallucinations,
But
memories.
I hardly even remember them.
And did you see any of the previous...
Look where you're flying.
It seemed like he was in trouble. What do you think it means?
Actually go into this. What was that whole vision meaning? Because she wasn't even looking at it from Aang's perspective. She was looking at Aang.
I believe Aang's spirit must be trying to tell you something.
Oh, wow. So he's strong enough to actually go and tell Korra what's going on. And he's able to reach out like this, even though Korra can't reach out back. Who did it the first time? I felt... Who talked to Aang first? I feel like it was during Heibai thing. He had to go to the Fire Nation Island before he could talk to Roku. But he's still spiritually accessible.
I'm the worst avatar ever.
Aang hadn't mastered all the elements when he was battling the Fire Nation.
Yes.
He was just a little kid.
Yes.
He wasn't alone. He had his friends to help him.
Good. Okay, hopefully this will let her realize, because she's not like fully a person yet. She was raised in really awful conditions. So hopefully she realizes that she needs others before she can just be the full avatar.
Let's do it.
Oh, great
Yeah,
way to...
let's do it.
Wonderful. Just ruin the moment. Okay, but like that scene, that was good at I guess, just making them all feel like a group. Asami didn't really have many lines there, but it still felt like she was part of the group.
Sami, you always know how to accessorize your outfits.
I figure one way to fight equalists is to use an equalist weapon.
Excellent. Please go on patrol. Have a fight scene together, please.
Let's ride.
Naga away!
All of you are just way too heavy.
I think I have the answer.
She brought her car here? Those poor air acolytes had to move everything. Of course, they probably drove it, but still.
I like the new Team Avatar style.
Excellent, you are a team. It feels like you're a team now. This is exactly what I wanted for this episode.
Officers down, electric
Jailbreak.
G blockers and equalist convicts are still at large, armed and dangerous.
And they escaped from jail. Okay, that's big, that's big.
Level 4 alert, equalist jailbreak.
There they go.
Korra, go in! Give me a ramp! Now!
Awesome, driving and bending. Can the whole fight scene be like this, where they're all moving and they're all bending? Yes, lightning, good. And he's not even touching the earth. So does that like progress as well? He wasn't touching the earth, and so yeah. So now there's a lot more people have like Boomy's skill to do that. Because even in pro bending, were they touching the earth when they were bending the blocks or the ring thing? Okay, I'm loving this.
Ready?
Yes, but they're too acrobatic. No. Oh, and Bolin's down. That was the army injured, right? Excellent. Okay, go on. I love the teamwork. So yeah, what is in that van? Is that just more equalists, or is there something else in there? Because it was just a prison escape. What's in that? I hope I mean, if it is other people, that would... Ah, it was the people with the convicts, okay. All that for just 3 convicts? They must be relatively important.
Nice of you to show up, finally. Here, we captured the escaped convicts for you.
That was a good thing. You can't try and spin that to be bad.
Did was tear up the city and impede the real authorities in their pursuit of these criminals.
It was good. What they did was good.
This is your last warning. Stay out of my way.
Okay, Tarlok's definitely switched up. He definitely feels more openly villainous rather than just being rather slimy.
The law I have proposed would make it illegal for anyone to be a member of the Equalists.
That's dumb. That's not free. That's a really bad type of law for a free democracy.
All non-benders are in their own homes by nightfall.
Curfew directly one group of people?
Cause our city to fall into Amon's hands. We must pass this.
This dude's an idiot.
All in favor?
And why? Why? Okay, everyone here is an idiot apart from Tenzin. Wow. So wait, so the city's fully just become a segregated city then, forcing all non-benders to have a curfew. That means Asami can't be out of here, right?
Equalists have taken to the streets. Consider them armed and dangerous.
This is how Tarlok gets them arrested, or whatever. He gets them put out of it, because now Asami can't be here.
Thanks.
There we go. Yep, it's building. She doesn't like that. But yeah, now Tarlok's gonna get them because Asami's out here at night. And they made it a law. Ay, ay.
Why is the power out?
That is odd. Why? And let me guess, that's the curfew. Yep, laws, and the police officer's just going along with it.
Wait a second, these people aren't armed or dangerous.
Sure doesn't look that way.
Hey, Korra, don't.
Return to your homes immediately.
Yeah, as soon as you turn our power back on.
So they turned the... Why? Why'd they turn the power for the non-benders?
You benders can't treat us this way.
Mommy, look. It's the Avatar.
Is Tarlok working with Amon? I feel like he's creating division. Come on, Korra, help them.
Everyone, please stay calm. I'm gonna put a stop to this.
Okay, good.
You need to turn the power back on and leave these people alone.
Avatar Korra, you and your playmates have no business here.
We're not going anywhere.
Who is Tarlok's boss? Who has the authority here? You'd think Korra.
They're just normal people who want their rights back.
They are the enemy. Round up all these equalists.
He's so divisive. They're not equalists. You have a mother and a baby here. Oh, wow, this is horrifying. Can Amon please take Tarlok's bending away? I would love that so much right now. I mean, you've got to give it to the police force. They're incredibly effective with this, but this is horrifying. Okay, yeah, he's gone full on evil. And he's just attacking Asami. Great.
Let me go! Ugh.
You're under arrest. What? You can't do.
Has he gone nuts? Why?
She's a non-bender out past curfew, and her father is a known equalist conspirator.
There we go. Break up the team.
Arrest him and his brother.
Okay, he's gone mad with power. Or is he... What's he trying to do? Is he trying to provoke the Avatar?
If you want to join your friends in prison, I suggest you put those down and go back to the air temple.
Don't, just throw it at him, please.
It's not worth it.
Actually not going to. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll call Tenzin. He can get you out.
I mean, I feel like Tarlok's next move is try and get Tenzin removed from the council. He just wants full-on power, doesn't he?
So sad to see your little team Avatar broken up.
I hate him so much.
This isn't over, Tarlok.
Oh, I believe it is.
You've had such a switch up. How has he gone from, like, being the slimy, kind of supportive of Korra to just full-out evil here? I mean, this episode is doing wonders for them as a group. I really feel connected to them. They feel like a group now. It feels great.
Are your friends all right?
I don't know. These knuckleheads won't tell me anything.
Of course. Yeah, they hate you. Why do they hate her? Why?
I'm pretty swamped at the moment. Can this wait?
I want to hurt these people so much. Why are they awful?
Your so-called police business was rounding up innocent people and claiming they were equalists. They should be released too.
I mean, I gotta try and think of the bigger picture. What was the point of Tarlok doing that? What was he trying to do? Is it just to sow discourse within the city? Is it to turn every bender against every non-bender? That just feels like it's helping Amon.
At the council meeting, first thing in the morning.
You're officially the worst chief of police ever.
Yep, very good.
I'll get this sorted out. We just need to be patient.
Who's president of this city? Why is it all by this? Well, how you need maybe someone just be. I want someone like above Tarlok. I feel like he has unchecked power. Then with that person above him, will probably have unchecked power too. You really need the Avatar to be in that position of authority. I mean, it feels easier with Aang's slot because he could just go in and just kick whoever's butt was being annoying. Here, you've got bureaucracy in the way. Where's Lin? Can she try and help and take out Tarlok since she's not chief of police anymore? Okay, I do hate him, but this whole setup is beautiful. The fountain behind him, the waterfall, or the water wall. And this is all a desk. This whole room is for his desk.
I believe everyone has gone home for the night.
Then you should do the same.
Oh.
Are you sure, sir?
Why? This feels, scary. Why? Okay.
Don't you see? You're doing exactly what Amon says is wrong with benders.
Put it together. It's probably working for Amon, or maybe he is Amon.
Isn't that what you came here to do? Intimidate me into releasing your friends?
He's so manipulative. Shut him up, please.
Your willingness to go to extremes in order to get what you want. It is a quality we both share.
Could you be a man? You're a bender. A man's not a bender.
You fall in line and do what I say, and I'll release your friends.
That's why you arrested them?
Freeze him. Just lock him up and freeze him somewhere. Freeze him like Aang was frozen.
You might be able to manipulate Chief Saikon into following you, but it won't work on me.
Excellent, good. Now beat him up.
You will regret that decision.
You need to be stopped. You're just as bad as Amon.
Please be aware he's got a giant water wall behind him that he can just use to attack you.
But you've made it impossible.
Yeah, there we go. And a sharp water, yay, great. You have the earth, good, but now it's gonna look like you're destroying a council building. This is gonna look bad either way, isn't it? He's so powerful. Yeah. Would he be a stronger waterbender than Korra is? I mean, yes, she has the other elements, but can she take him on? You're punching the ice darts. Yeah, bad mood. Don't do that. Try and avoid. Make a shield. Use earthbend. Thank you. Take out the water wall. Great. Oh, knock him. Excellent. Thank you. Use the surroundings.
Still think I'm a half-baked avatar?
Okay, good, good. I mean, yes, you kind of are, because you still have... I don't think we've seen a glow yet, so that's something. He's definitely got the power, though. But you can't...
What are you gonna do now?
I mean, you destroyed the building. This still looks bad. What are you gonna do? Kill him? I mean, yes, beating up, scare him. Great. You gotta try and make him rescind the decision. What? 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 He's a bloodbender?
You're in my way, Avatar, and you need to be removed.
Hammer? What?
You're a bloodbender?
Okay.
Very observant.
Okay, I need lore. What is happening? How?
Not a full moon. How are you doing?
It's not even full moon.
There are a lot of things you don't know about me.
Great. Maybe did Hammer have children? Could she have had children? He was doing... did he trigger this? Toph? Aang? Who is that guy? What? And she's locked up.
Say goodbye to Republic City, Avatar Korra. You'll never see it again.
Great, so he is a full-on evil villain.
You can't do this! Let me out!
I mean, people will know she's missing, very evidently. She's the Avatar. You'll have an enemy of Tenzin. Hopefully Tenzin is a worthwhile match against him. Hopefully he's powerful enough. Oh, great. So, right, he's Bloodbender. How can you beat Bloodbenders? Katara beat the last one. And ending. Okay. Right, okay, this episode was all kinds of nuts. It did what I wanted to do, which I'm glad it did. It got Asami with the group. I like how it built them and made them feel like a team, and they felt like Team Avatar, which is great. Yeah, then it went kind of crazy there at the end with bloodbending and that coming back and that not just being stuck with Hammer in the past. So... yeah, would it be genetic? Yeah, she was the only one. She was the first. She created the technique. That I think is confirmed. If it's not, please correct me. But I think she created the technique. But then if she learned it, then maybe other people could have learned it as well. But she had to go through she was in such a bad condition to learn it. How could that have been replicated for someone else? And how could Tarlok do it? It honestly makes so much sense now. The puppet master, manipulation, that is him. So now he's even taken his manipulation to one step further to being able to do this type of stuff. It is incredible. So he is basically... so you got Amon, who is the figurehead of Equalists and I guess the villain for the non-benders. And now you have this guy who's the villain of the benders. And he's going against the non-benders. Amon's going against the benders. So you got two at odds here. So I'm almost hoping that if they're not working together, that they could be like each other's enemy. That would be great if those two fought. Plus then Amon kind of has the chance to take away bloodbending for good. That would be nice. It'd be interesting if Tarlok is the actual villain and maybe Amon wasn't even the villain to begin with. Maybe Amon could actually be reasoned with and Tarlok takes the place of this season's actual villain. Bloodbending, dividing the people, using it to secure power within the city. Amon just wants a better life for benders. I feel like he's not even a villain really at this point. Yes, he caused a lot of destruction and stuff, but mainly he's taken away the bending of bad people. The underworld and all of that and the crime and all of this and the bullies in the pro-bending. he's kind of solved a few issues there. Tarlok is causing a lot of bad things, installing a curfew and segregating the city, having laws in place to treat non-benders and benders differently. He's taken the place of the full villain of the season. I would honestly hope that Amon is not really even a villain anymore. I kind of hope he works with Korra. Yeah, I mean, this just looks so bad from like publicity point of view. Because Tarlok is now around for this meeting that will be happening in the morning. So, and plus Korra definitely went to go and attack him and intimidate him. That's not a great sign, because she knew that Tenzin was going to go in the morning and try and reason with him to get her friends out, which could have worked. Korra went against that, went to go and attack him. So I don't know if they've got security footage at the minute, but if they do, it looks like that, and maybe they cut it off when Tarlok does the bloodbending. But it definitely looks bad for Korra. She went there with the purpose of intimidating him alone. A bunch of damage, earthbending damage, not just waterbending. And then you have Tarlok, who looks battle damaged, but then how can he explain it? What can he do? Maybe he can say that Korra left the city, but that makes no sense. He can't say he killed her, because that would immediately make him look like the enemy to everyone, him killing the Avatar. So what can he do? But he's definitely he's going to come out shining from that, which is just going to make the whole city so much worse off. I think this episode gave us a clear idea of what his eventual plan is. He basically has full power at the minute. The 3 out of 4 other council people and he needs the votes for to get anything through, basically on his side through everything. We haven't seen them oppose him at all, not once. So he's basically president of Republic City. That is awful. So that is his end goal. He wants that, I guess, to be made official. But then what is that? Is it just power and attention that he wants? Or is there something he wants to do with that power? What is he actually after? We now find out that he is a bloodbender. So what does that have to do with everything? He's hidden that. He's not actually used it. There's clearly he hid it for a reason. I would assume it's looked down upon. Korra knew about it, so that makes me think that maybe it didn't die with Hammer, because she was old, Aang would have outlived her, and I would assume people would have forgotten about it. Korra was a bloodbender as well, though. Not Korra, Katara. Yeah, Katara was a bloodbender, so maybe she passed. I doubt she would have passed on the knowledge. She probably would have wanted it to die with her. And we also know Katara isn't dead yet. Would there have been a time where Katara had to use it and it became publicly known? There must have been an event for bloodbending to be publicly known for Korra to know about it. She's had no contact with Aang. How would she have learned about it if not for public history or records or something happening with it? I'm trying to think if Hammer escaped prison at some point, maybe she tried to do something, but she would have been very old at that point and I doubt much of a threat. So something would have had to have happened more recently. It's probably to do with the flashback, because we got the scene. There was a scene with I'm trying to think of what happened in the flashback. It looked like they were in some kind of trial room, maybe. You had Aang behind this one guy, Toph trying to attack the one, and Aang couldn't move his hand. He was frozen. So maybe that is a bloodbender, that maybe in the past, Aang had to deal with a bloodbender. And that is how people know about it. Obviously, that bloodbender was dealt with, but then how does that relate to now? How would that relate to Tarlok wanting power and being the president? Would he want bending supremacy with how he's dealing with the non-benders? But then how does that play into the bloodbending side of things? I have a lot of questions. This episode was great, raised so many questions for me, but now I need answers. And for Korra, what does it do? If anything, development-wise, I like that she didn't go and straight out attack Tarlok during the police thing with the regular non-benders. But I kind of wish he did it now, because then he would have had to resort to bloodbending, blowing his cover or whatever he's trying to do, because it would have blown his secret. That's what it would have done. That would have been great. That would have solved things. But now, what kind of lesson does that teach Korra? Should she have just attacked first rather than wait? And then, of course, at the end here, she went in to go and intimidate the guy. Not the best hero type move. So that isn't amazing. And now she's been captured in prison. So what this does teach her is that was the wrong move, because she got captured, which is good. So hopefully now she can learn and just be better because of it. She hasn't had to deal with the fear of Amon yet. So that's still another thing that needs to be dealt with. And I think 4 episodes left. So there's still a lot to work on, but I think they are starting to build stuff with her. Then this also did some subtle stuff with Asami and that whole thing. First off, her finding out that Korra likes Mako, and so this, again, the relationship thing, but I like this put to the side a bit. You have Asami looking in the mirror in the car, seeing Korra and Mako sitting next to each other, and she was not happy with that. So there's definitely issues there and some kind of tension in the group. I like that they do feel like a group, but there's also got that tension there with the whole relationship drama. Bleh. But that, at least it's something. It's gonna bring Asami hopefully more in with the group now that she has a conflict within it. But yeah, now I just need to wrap my head around the whole bloodbending thing. And because, yeah, they even brought back the flashback memory thing with Aang and the spirit stuff, Tenzin trying to talk to Korra, and actually having spiritual connection with her past lives, which she hasn't had yet, and this is the start of it. So Tenzin believes this is Aang reaching out to Korra to try and help her or do something. So whatever happened in the past, I'm assuming that that guy in the trial room was a bloodbender. That was the event that happened. And that Aang couldn't bend then. He couldn't, because the guy controlled his arm, his hand. So he couldn't do anything there. Aang has dealt with this before, and he wants to try and help Korra. That's what he's trying to do. But Korra is so blocked from how she is raised that she cannot reach out back. So something needs to happen there to unlock it and move her past the block that she has. She needs to experience true freedom, which she still hasn't felt yet. Okay, to start off, this episode did everything I wanted it to. Mainly just get Asami feeling with the group, because before it felt like we got an episode about her, which was great, but it felt like we had the Avatar group being Korra, Mako, Bolin. That was it, and then you had Asami along for the ride. I like that this one fully cements her with it and treats her with the group. Everything that happens with the group happens with her. She feels like part of it now. Yeah, then just looking at Korra, this episode did a lot, but I'm hoping, but we're not going to see the effects of how this could develop her yet. The main point of development that we kind of see is how she didn't straight up attack Tarlok when he was going to imprison a bunch of just non-benders, and she just held herself back, which is something I don't think regular, normal Korra would have done. So it's good that she did stay patient there and like sort of let things happen, because, you know, she thought things would have ended worse. Then, of course, you have to ask, would it have been better to do that? And like, what does it teach her now, knowing that if she did fight him there, things could have gone better overall? Now that she did fight, because, yeah, she still went and fought him to try and intimidate him, which wasn't the best thing. Anyway, so that's still not a good thing for her to do. Yeah, she fought him, she lost, and it wasn't in public, so people wouldn't have seen. So he won, so it stays. His whole thing stays a secret, and he can control the situation. And so this fight scene would have come off worse for her rather than what could have happened before. So I still don't know if this is going to teach her to be less brash and rush into things. I mean, it's not that bad of a thing, but just to choose the right situations to do it. And I don't think either of these were the best situation to do it with, and since these are the only options, she's going to have to learn from these two, which I don't think is the best. I do hope she can still learn something beneficial from this, though. Hopefully just to not always jump into a fight and not try and intimidate people like she tried to here. Hopefully that is what she can get from this, rather than just attack first and have the person exposed before they can do something. Yeah, then Tarlok was the biggest surprise from this episode. Him being a bloodbender is insane. But I guess first I just want to look at seeing how the last appearance he had was when Korra went to go and fight Aman on Aang's Statue Island and obviously lost. Tarlok seems still on board and they had a kind of an okay-ish relationship. They still work together. This one had a big flip, and I guess that might come from the last episode where she's angry that Lin had to resign, but it still kind of felt weird that she was so against him so quickly. That did feel odd to me. It was like that wasn't truly her opinion, but she was just mirroring Tenzin's. Like at this point, he hasn't done really anything bad to her. It was after he appointed this new chief of police who now reports directly to him. And that is what Korra was angry about. Yet, I don't feel like she has the experience to realise how bad that is. She's just siding with Tenzin, which seems odd considering they have been at odds and stuff. But maybe that is because of the last episode where she's seen the effects of the equalists, and so she's more willing to side with Tenzin. But it's just kind of irritating that you have to think a lot about it, and it doesn't just come off as natural that she would go against him right now, considering what we have seen of them in the past. Yeah, so him being a bloodbender, that is insane. And I'm trying to think of how he can be that way. I'm probably not going to get it yet because it's probably going to be revealed, but just the theories and throwing out thoughts. So you have Hama, who was very old at the time she did it. I'm thinking maybe she had children, because that word could have spread that she was alive to the Water Nation after the war. Maybe she'd have some family there, or even relatives. It might not even be children. She could have like nieces and nephews after her imprisonment or whatever, her capture, and maybe they went to go see her, because she was a prisoner of war. I would assume the water tribes would have had a vested interest in this prisoner that the Fire Nation would have had over there. Yes, things would have been explained, but an investigation would have been done, right? They wouldn't have just kept a Water Tribe member locked up in the Fire Nation, but then would they have all thought she was dead anyway? It's tricky. I'm personally going to think she maybe had family, and that family came and visited, and that's how they discovered bloodbending. And then something happened later down the line, and then you have the weird thing going on with the other bloodbender, which Aang dealt with, and you also have Tarlok. But yeah, then this episode also made it very clear what he wants out of all this. He wants power. And because at first it was almost like he did want that, but he was more harmless, really. He was kind of trying his best, and it was almost at the point where if he just got his way, things would have gone better. But now he's gotten his way and things are going so much worse, and he just wants more power now. He wants to be in charge of everything. He's now got the chief of police reporting directly to him. Awful move, and this is basically becoming a dictatorship. It's not a democracy anymore. He's also implemented segregation into the city with non-benders giving a curfew, and he's actually implemented that in law. That has been done. Does this city not have a constitution or something where everyone gets treated equally? How is this like approved? You have 5 people deciding the fate of every single person in this city, and they can just appoint whatever law they want without any progress. That feels so bad. I want a more rigorous system put into this city. Like, the people didn't even vote on this law. It was just put through by 5 people who aren't representative of everyone in this group. Are they voted in? Like, what is happening there? Or are they just appointed because they come from a different nation? I mean, it's really proving Aman's point that Aman is probably right at the end of all this, and I kind of want him to end up being a good guy, because he doesn't seem that evil when you really think about it. He's only taken the powers away from bad people, which probably would have done a collective good to the city. And I'm just imagining what would happen if he actually took Tarlok's power away. I feel like that would be very good. That feels like how you could solve a lot of things. Aman would get his way and non-benders would be more equal, I guess. And then Tarlok would be defeated. But I do like how this has introduced a more hateable villain. So now you had Aman, who was the very reasonable antagonist, and now you have Tarlok, who's definitely the clear villain that Korra can fight against, because she could not fight against Aman. She is not ready to take on a more settled down, because it's battling an idea. Korra isn't able to do that. She is the fighter. Aang can take on an idea. Korra could have taken on Ozai. This situation is the reverse of what Aang had to deal with. Korra cannot take on an idea, but she can take on Tarlok if she gets, I guess, stronger, maybe. She's got to work around bloodbending. Now she knows about it, she probably can take it on a bit better. Yeah, then it's also interesting that it seems that bloodbending has also changed as well. That he's not just doing it under a full moon. So there are things going on there. It has developed and grown. I wonder to what extent. Like, if it's just not during a full moon, is it just when the moon is up? Is it just at night? Or is it even gone to the day? Can he use it whenever? What is his ultimate plan? He wants power, but then when he gets that power, what does he want to do? Does he want, like, bloodbending to become a recognized form of bending and not, like, I would assume, looked down upon? Because it's controlling other people. It feels unnatural and it feels icky. So maybe he wants that sort of bending to be seen as good or something, I don't know. Does he want to be able to practice it freely and not hide it like he clearly has been? And then just focusing on Asami, I do like this episode worked for her. It got her more in with the group. The things that happened to the group happened to her. I just like that it made her feel part of it, and like it feels like she's fully succinct into it now. Because the last episode, it was great in just giving her a lot of focus, but it still felt like she was separate, and now they brought her and made her one of the group. Right before the final and everything, so things work. Yes, it was a little clunky doing it so late, but I am happy with it. And I love the fight scene that we did get with her and the group, and just Team Avatar now, or the new Team Avatar, just with the cars moving around, and all of them doing something. Bolin being able to bend Earth without touching it, I think that was a big thing. So I think like Boom, and it wasn't treated as a big deal, so I'm assuming Bumi's special ability has almost become more widespread. You had Mako firebending, Korra doing her stuff, and then you had Asami doing the electrocution with the glove thing. So all of them working together, and it was good teamwork, and I hope we get more fight scenes with them all together like that. But then I guess the bigger part of that story, which is like the if thing for me, because it's the relationship stuff. We have Asami know about Korra liking Mako. She doesn't know about the kiss yet. That's really going to make things explode. But right now we do know that she knows, and she is not quite happy about it, especially with the look back in the car where she was looking at Korra sitting next to Mako. So there's suspicion there. That gives her tension in the group, which is good because it means she's in the group. So there's like that little divide. I'm not quite happy with the divide, but I'm happy. I'm conflicted on the conflict. I'm just happy that it's there because it means Asami's with the group, but it's a relationship drama, which is like the thing. But at least it means she's with the group. It means it's something. It means she has a vested interest in this group dynamic. But now I almost want her to build relationships with other people. Right now, her strongest relationship is with Mako. I want her to get more on. I want her to get more connection with both Bolin and Korra. So yeah, Bolin and Mako didn't have much to do in this episode. They were there mainly just for the fun of it. We got to see them move to Airbender Island. We didn't get to see their side of it because we watched Korra and Asami's. But now we have seen them arrested for nothing, and they're with Asami, so they are in prison at the minute. I'm just trying to think what this episode did for them. It was they were definitely like just side characters. They didn't have much going on in here at all, really. I mean, the biggest thing for them, I think, is just seeing their bending during the fight scene. We got the confirmation that Bolin's earthbending is like kind of similar to Bumi's, and the fact that he was in a moving vehicle, not touching the ground, and still able to bend earth. And then you, of course, had Mako, I guess, just freely lightning bending a motorcycle equalist and destroying them like that. So I guess it's just cool seeing how the bending has developed through them, seeing how earthbending is no longer so restrictive and how firebending and lightning bending is so natural now. So yeah, then we have the flashback. That's been happening a few times, but now this episode definitely brought more focus on it, rather than it just being truly a flashback. Flash and blink and you miss it. So now there's been a lot more focus on it. We're getting to see Aang. It's clearly Aang trying to tell Korra something. This is our look into the spirituality of Korra and how blocked off she truly is from it. Because I can understand how she's blocked off from airbending, because she's never experienced true freedom. She cannot connect with the element. But why is she so blocked off from spiritual stuff? Aman said something like how the spirits have talked to him and given him the power to take away bending, and that's why they've ignored Korra. Is there some truth to that? Are the spirits angry with Korra for something, or is it just truly Korra's inability to connect with all the elements, so she can't connect with the spirit stuff? Or is there some other reason she has been unable to connect with spirits? Or is it just like airbending and spirit stuff go with the same thing, she has to experience freedom, and then she can do both? I would kind of be disappointed if it's that easy. I mean, it's easy to get both. I would prefer airbending stays to the lack of freedom. Spirit stuff becomes another thing. Why can't she do that? Yeah, anyway, we did get some more clarity on what's going on. We're getting to see what is happening now. We know, I think the vision shows off Toph, Sokka, Aang, definitely, and some other guy who seems to be on trial. You have Toph there, who's just in the police uniform trying to do something, and then I think she gets bloodbended, and then you have Aang, who's behind the convict, who's trying to reach out and then can't because he's being bloodbended as well. So you have this one guy who's in a courtroom being able to do this. That's pretty insane. So Aang has been able to deal with this person before, unless this could be how he died. But I think no, he died. I've been told that he lived around 60 something, and that's because his life sort of drained quickly because of how much Avatar stuff he used to preserve himself for 100 years. So I would assume he died of old age from having to do with the Avatar thing and prolonging his life, not from being killed by this guy. So I assume he did defeat him, and now he's trying to contact Korra and basically tell her about him or how to defeat a bloodbender. But yeah, this is definitely Korra's gateway into the spiritual stuff. She needs to try and focus on this vision. It's happened like 3 times now, so she really needs to, I feel like she's got enough ideas and images in her mind to piece it together, and hopefully when she does, she can maybe see it clearly and connect with it. Maybe she can actually play the memory in her head rather than just seeing these flashes. Maybe she can even connect and talk to Aang after it, and maybe he can guide her through it. I want that sort of thing, because we had so much with Aang and Roku and all the other avatars. Korra feels so separate. We haven't seen her glow, and I like that it's building to it, but I want it to happen. I want it to be satisfied with her being able to get that connection. And this feels like the key to getting there. Then we have Tenzin. He didn't do too much here, but he's definitely the voice of reason in this entire city. If anyone needs to be president to be the overall authority here, I feel like it could be Tenzin. But then again, power is corrupting, so would I want that to happen to him? But is he corruptible? Aang wasn't corruptible, so maybe his son isn't too, or maybe at least he has a better resistance to corruption. His main focus, at least, is on the Air Nation, or the very small amount of air island stuff, or the air culture. So at least that's where his priorities are. Having power doesn't really affect that, so I guess that would be secondary for him, which could make him a good candidate for being president of this city. But I'd kind of just want someone in an authority position to overrule the stupid stuff that other people try and put through, like Tarlok. That law he got put through very easily and was so stupid, and he had an overall majority. He was missing 1 vote. The system needs to be overhauled. I feel like Tenzin's the guy to do it. He seems like the best person, honestly, in the entire room. I just love that his demeanor is so calm. He feels like the airbenders that we've known from Avatar, and just seeing in the Aang's flashbacks, he really embodies Air Nation culture. Like, I love how he was going to meet with Tarlok in the morning. He's got that anger from his mother and that sharp attitude that she had, and it's just good to see all of it coming together, and I just think he'll be a great leader. And I do wonder if he did talk to Tarlok, would things have worked? Would he have been able to convince him? Is Tenzin like the perfect cure to whatever Tarlok is doing? Could Tenzin actually reason with him? As for what's next, this episode feels like it's blown the door wide open for whatever. I feel like Amon could easily step aside and become, I guess, an anti-hero, while Tarlok easily becomes the main villain of the show. Bloodbending, all of this, dividing the city. At least Amon was trying to make a better life for non-benders. He only took the bending away from bad people who were abusing it. Compared to Tarlok, he seems like a good guy, honestly. So I'm so curious to see what actually happens now. I would love it if like maybe Korra and Amon team up and then they can take on Tarlok. Like, as for the immediate what's next, it's going to be, I hope Korra connects with the whole memory thing. That feels like the most definite thing to go down. Having the information of Bloodbender, she has no idea what to do with that. The only solution she has is to be able to contact Aang, connect with the spirit stuff. That is the only way through it. I guess she might be able to go to Katara because she'd have the most experience with it, but that feels kind of iffy now that she's been captured and is being hauled away in a van. I think I just want this city to change drastically by the end of this season. So much needs to change through the system how laws get passed. That's insanely far too easy. And of course you need to combat the idea that is going on between benders and non-benders. That is like something Korra is unable to do. So I don't know if she'll actually be able to do that at some point. I don't know how unifying she is. She doesn't have the experience to do it. So this city has so many issues, and I hope that we get to see some changes that can start addressing that. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I loved the smaller stuff it did with Team Avatar, making them feel like an actual group by getting Asami in there, and they feel perfect. They feel good. They just feel like a good Avatar group, and I just like that. I like that we got a whole fight scene with them, getting to see all of their skills and how they're able to work together. I think this is a good time to do it, and yes, it is rather late considering we only have 4 episodes after the season, but it's still, I'm happy it has finally been done. Then of course, Korra's development is a bit slow. I hope that it gets kicked up now that she's had this very much crushing defeat. And then you have Tarlok, who opens the door wide open for whatever, and I think having that reveal here is very good because it's scattered my mind so much. It's displaced Amon as like the main villain. This episode was really good in just setting up whatever the final is going to be. 4 episodes left. I'd assume it starts building and kicking off now, and Tarlok just presents a bunch more challenges for Korra to overface. She can't fight Amon because he takes away bending. Now she can't fight this Tarlok because he can control her movements. So that's a new thing she has to try and think about to overcome, because that's not what she's doing. She's just fighting. She's not thinking about how to solve the issues. So having these 2 guys be her first adversaries is perfect. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one for episode 9. See ya!